Yeah. If you're on Father Greg's list to see him, we're only going to call your name twice. If you don't answer up, we're going to put you on the bottom of the list.
Okay, anybody else? All right, Jose Adriano.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So I have a couple of thoughts to share. I shared this the other day, so it's fresh. Be aware of your surroundings. And that's something that kind of like we grow up hearing, right? You know, be aware, always be aware of your surroundings. I want to add something to that though, is always be aware of your surroundings, but also take the time to look up, look around, and behold the beauty that surrounds us. And hopefully it'll make sense. So when I was a little boy, when I was young, there was an older homie, I used to always show with him, right? And he used to just do trippy stuff, but I would never ask him, I'd just kind of like peep him out. And for instance, like we'd be walking through an alley, and out of nowhere he would like stop and like pick up a rock or pick up a brick, and then he would go put it somewhere. And I would trip out on this fool, you know? And we would stroll around. And then one day I was like, man, I'm gonna ask this fool, what is he doing, homie? Because it's trippy, you know? We're walking through the alley, he picks up like a little piece of brick and he puts it by a fence. And I said, hey, look, why you do that? And he turns around and looks at me like if I'm crazy, you know what I mean? He's like, what? He's like, why do what? And I'm like, why you put that brick over there, right there? And he looks at me and says, homie, you didn't hear that dog barking in that backyard right now when we walked by that gate? And I said, damn, there was a dog barking in that backyard, you know what I mean? And he says, damn right I put that brick right there. He says, because if I'm ever running down this alley late at night, I know there's a dog in that backyard. You know what I mean? And I said, damn, this Waldo ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of smart. So he would do little things like that, and after he tells me that, he says, homie, you better always be aware of your surroundings. I said, damn, so I took that lesson for that dog in that backyard and putting that brick right there to be aware of it. And I moved through my life with that. I'll always have been aware of my surroundings to the best of my ability. I tell my kids that ever since they were little. You know, before they leave the house now, they're bigger now. I said, hey, be aware of what? And they always respond with your surroundings. That's kind of like my mantra in life. But I'm on this hike one day. So we planned this trip, right, to this hike. And it's with a bunch of homies from right here in town. And you know, you think like a hike, I think like it's just probably like a walk, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a little walk. And so we go on this hike. He said, we're going to hike Mount Whitney. And I didn't know about Mount Whitney. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that it was one of the largest peaks in this continent. I didn't know anything about it. So I go with the homies, and me and the homies share a room, and we stay up all night cutting it up to like 3 in the morning because we're thinking we're just going to do like a walk tomorrow. It's like a hike is like a walk, you know? We get to this hike, homie, and it was like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, dog. And you know, it's like the highest peak on this continent, and then it's you know, that the elevation, so the air's thinner up there. And we're doing this hike, and we start off feeding the county, cutting it up, and then we're not even halfway through, and the homies stop talking to each other. Nobody's talking to each other no more. It's just like one foot in front of the other. I'm just staring down at the ground, and it kind of became like every man for themselves, homie. You know what I mean? And we're going up this mountain, and it was funny because I remember one of the homies, and he's fit. He turns around, and this is when I knew we were in trouble. He turns around and he looks at me serious as a heart attack, and he goes, hey homie, I'm about to take a monster on myself. Damn, fool. You know what I mean? That's how intense this hike was. And we get to this spot, and so we're with Tom, right? And Tom notices that, and he stops us. We stop. We pull over, and he tells us. He says, "Hey, look up and look around, and behold the beauty that surrounds us." You know. And I remember like feeling just like I didn't want to be there anymore. Like I wanted to give up. There was a moment I felt like I'm just gonna throw myself, and hopefully they'll send in like a helicopter to get me. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I remember when he said that, I looked up and I looked around, and I had never seen no shit like that in my life. I seen like mountains with like snow on them, you know, and I seen like trees growing out of the side of these cliffs. I had never seen anything like that. And I remember looking and I go like, damn, like I'm really free. like I'm free, like I'm really out here, you know, and I'm like really alive. And then I looked at the homies, and I looked at them, and I seen homies that were giving it their best shot. And in spite of like wanting to give up, they were committed to this hike, and they weren't giving up. And that inspired me. And it did something to me, you know. And so I still am always aware of my surroundings, but I try to remind myself daily to also look up, look around, and behold the beauty that surrounds us all. And so I say that today to all of us here. You know, we walk through these doors, and sometimes we're just so tunnel vision, and we got all these roles and these things that we need to accomplish. And sometimes we don't take the time to like look up and look around and see all the inspiring things that are happening. See the homies that are giving it their best shot, that are putting their best foot forward. See human beings helping other human beings, and that shit's inspiring. So I challenge all of us today. Always be aware of your surroundings, that's sweet, man. But also look up, look around, and behold the beauty that surrounds us. And you'll be amazed by what you see.
Hey.
Larry Stewart.